Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing a full van tour. My name is Sarah.
I'm Ken.
And we have been converting this van over a year. We finished it about 4 months ago. And we started doing this because about 2.5 years ago I really wanted a tiny house and somebody
said nope.
He was not on board for that. So we compromised on a van about a year later and we want to show you the finished product. Come on in. So we're going to start in the front. So if you don't know, this is actually an old FedEx van. But there's a few things I really like about the front of the Sprinter and an old FedEx van. It actually comes with a reverse camera that was already set up when we bought it, so that's been pretty nice. It actually has a microphone in it too, so when we're backing up you can hear anything or anyone that's behind you if they're yelling at you or talking to you, which is a really nice feature of the backup camera. We also have these storage areas in the front. Under here we keep things in this, and we keep stuff in here. We put in this radio. The FedEx van did not have a radio in it, so we put this in. It has a DVD player, and we've set it up so I can actually watch movies while Ken is driving, or vice versa. Another thing I like about the front of the van is that it came with these storage areas here, and we each get a side. Right now I have my stuff in both sides. Typically this is my side, and this is Ken's. And there's also a little place for your sunglasses. So we weren't originally going to get a swivel seat right away. We always planned to get one at some point, but Ken surprised me and put the swivel seat on, and I don't think there's any way we could have stayed in the van without it. In this spot, we made it so we could have a table here. We used to use the table from the back, which is part of our bed, and it got kind of annoying having to take the bed apart every time you want to sit up here with the table. So Ken built me a separate table so we could use it up here and not have to take it apart the bed every time we wanted to sit here. So we store the pipe back here so it's out of the way. And then it slides down into here. There's a little flange on the bottom of this. This is actually just what? 1/2 inch plywood?
Yep!
There you go. Now you have a table. It's also a nice place to work on your computer. Ken's home computer fits on this pretty well. It's also nice for eating or crafting or whatever else you want to do. The other cool thing about this table is not only can it go over at the passenger seat, but it can also be put into here and used on the bench seat. Because the driver's seat doesn't swivel, we use it for storage. We found this little pocket thing on Amazon. It's pretty inexpensive. I think it was less than $10. It's really nice because you can keep things like electronics, shoes, a lot of miscellaneous stuff organized in here, and it just gives you an extra place to have storage. It's also removable if you would like to put a swivel seat on here or store something else in here. We use this area for our air conditioner in the summer, so it's pretty versatile and you can take it on and off, which is amazing. We also have this overhead storage headliner shelf. Ken built this. He got the template online for about $100. I can link that below. And we just keep our sunshades for our windows in here. I have a jacket up here. I have my binoculars up here. It's kind of a catch-all spot, but we always keep our sunshades up here because it's really the most common sense place to put it, because they're going to go right here. And they're kind of big and lunky, so there's really no other place to put them that's convenient. So I added this greenery. It's actually from Amazon. I can also link this below. It was pretty inexpensive. I think 2 pieces was like $15. and it made a nice little accent to the overall gray and wood theme that we have in here.
So this is our bench seat. I built this during quarantine. It's about 4 feet in length. Originally we just wanted more kitchen space here, but we decided on a bench ultimately, just for the convenience of being able to walk in and sit down. Or if you have people over to visit the van or check it out, they can walk in and have a spot to sit down right away. Down here, this was originally a spot for our dogs. This was going to be a dog cage, and they didn't like it. They wanted to sit by us up front, so we recently turned this into just a storage spot for shoes, board games, my drone. And then this side here, we store most of our dry food. These awesome containers here. We put cereal, granola bars. Sarah made these cushions here. I think they're about 4 inches thick. She sewed these covers onto some memory foam. I'll kind of show you what it looks like underneath. It converts into a bed. So this slides all the way out with the cushions. I'll show you that here in a second. I just kind of want to show you how it's built underneath on those little slats that I built. And then that goes back in. Back piece, front piece. Now when you pull it out, decent sized bed. So we also installed these puck lights up here. Really great for reading. You don't want to use all your battery for all these lights above, so it's just a nice way to minimize your electricity usage. And right above we have these cabinets. My buddy JR built these. You'll see these throughout the entire van. A lot of good use for storage. This is our toiletries, toothpaste, all that kind of stuff. And over here we usually keep towels, all of our stuff for our dogs, all of our leashes, dog food, treats, toys. And these cabinets have a soft close feature. So throughout the van we have a couple of these hooks. I found these on Amazon just for a couple bucks. They just have some self-adhesive on the back. You stick them. And we found multiple uses, hats, umbrellas, binoculars. And then right next to it we have a little whiteboard here. Do you have the key? Something with these FedEx sprinters, if you shut the doors, the van just locks on its own, even if the key's inside. And we've already learned that once when Sarah locked the keys in the car. So, do you have the key before you leave the van? Make sure you have the key, or else you'll get locked out.
So this is our kitchen. If you watched my previous videos of our build, you will notice that this is not the original counter and cabinets that we built. We actually had JR, our friend who built the upper cabinets, redo this for us because things just weren't quite square and sliding quite how they were supposed to, and the one that Ken and I put together. So this is the new one. One of my favorite features in our kitchen is the propane stove and oven we have. It is a Camp Chef propane stove and oven. I know it's a little bit over the top that we have an oven, but I really liked it. I make barbecue cauliflower bites in here. I've made pizza in here. We use the stove a lot, and I really like having a propane. I know a lot of people are against that because they don't like propane, but I like it because our battery is not that big, and so if we ever run out of electricity, I can still make food. I also got this off of Amazon, which I can link in the description below. So our kitchen is a little bit deeper than the actual stove oven combo, so we have a lot of space back here. We store extra tanks back here if we need to. We can also put dog food back here. Other miscellaneous things that we don't have a place for can all be stored back here. Another little hiccup that we had is we didn't know how we were going to cover the top of the stove when it wasn't in use, because I wanted to be able to have counter space. And my husband actually came up with this design where we can lift this up and then lift this, and then it can just come down on top instead of having like a weird fitted piece in it. It actually works out amazingly, and I'm really happy he came up with it. So over here we have our sink. Ken built this little fit-in to cover it. I got this off of Amazon, a sink inside. We also got our fixture off of Amazon. It pulls down and can rinse around. We got this cool magnetic strip that holds knives and stuff. Nothing has fallen off of this even when we were driving, so that's pretty awesome. We put more puck lights on top of here so we can see if we don't want to turn on the lights at night when we're not getting solar. We also bought this paper towel holder. We got this on Amazon as well. And we got this little hanger for our soap. I have tissues in here in case I need a tissue at night while I'm sleeping. Scrubbies, water plug, all kinds of things. The hook is also from Amazon as well as the basket. So this top drawer, which is really funny when we first got it, is fake, but it pulls off. So every time you think you're gonna get in the drawer, it's a little trick. The reason that it's not a real drawer is because our outlets here needed to have an electrical box in the back. So we just have this faux drawer so we could still access the area, access the electrical if we need to. The next drawer down is our silverware drawer and our utensil drawer. We have forks, spoons that we got from Target for pretty cheap. Our bamboo travel set so we can take that out with us if we were gonna go like hiking or something like that. Pizza cutter, which is important. Measuring cups, slicer, all those sorts of things. In the next drawer, this is what we call in the Midwest a junk drawer. We don't actually have one that I would really consider in our house, but in our van, when you don't have that much space, you need one. So we have oven mitts, a hammer, batteries, extra hooks, a notepad, stickers we've gotten from different trips, which are pretty cool. We need to find a place to put them. So anyway, you get the idea. Junk. And this down here is for our trash. So we have a trash bin, our dustpan and broom, which in a van, it gets dirty. I've seen people talk about that, how dirty it gets. It gets dirty fast. And we also have a recycling bin in the back. Below our stove is a cabinet where we keep our pots and pans. I asked our friend to make the door come down so I could access it from this side or that side without the door being in the way. So here are some of the things we keep in here. We have some cutting boards. I have this cool spiralizer that I've used to make zucchini noodles. A lemon squeezer. I keep my dish drying pad under here. And we also have some like cookie pans to put different things on to put into the oven. So on this far corner is where we have our Dometic 47 quart fridge. It has a little handle and it opens up toward the bed so it's easy to get into. It also has a little freezer component at the top so we can make ice, have popsicles, some frozen things. I would not want to be in a van without a freezer because when it gets hot, at least you can get an ice cube and rub it on yourself or have something cold to drink.
It's like a sauna in here.
So above the fridge and below the sink, we have another fake door. And in here, sometimes we store extra dog food, paper towels, baggies, extra scrubbies, cloths. It's kind of a catch-all. Anything you need to put away that there's no place for, you can go in here. Especially if you're not going to need it for a while, because this door isn't the easiest to put back on. So in our kitchen overhead, we have two small cabinets on this side. We keep our dishes. We have this cute little coffee maker that works pretty good. We have our two Arctics, which keep anything super hot or super cold for quite a long time. Thank you to my in-laws who got us these. These little storage containers I got from Target that fit perfectly in our fridge because we don't have a ton of room in there, so you need to have something that fits pretty well. We have silicone popsicle makers. And we also have just some plastic bowls and plates that are also from Target. And then on this side, we keep things like coffee, sugar, oil, things that you need to get to often, but that are smaller and that can be kept overhead. So this is our shower. I wholeheartedly had to have a shower when we were building a van, which is why we got a 170 wheelbase. Ken didn't really want the shower, but since using it, he has changed his mind and likes it very much. All the pieces in here are from Amazon. I like this because you can take it off and rinse off quickly and make showering faster. Also, if the dogs need a bath, that makes doing that much easier because otherwise I have to hold Tyson up here, and he doesn't like that so much. This corner thing comes in pretty handy. It's a little big for the area, but it does the job. This is our spray for our composting toilet, which is down here. This is the toilet. We have a video about how we made this if you'd like to see it. It has a urine diverter and a bucket in the back. And the whole thing actually lifts up. In our composting toilet, you see that we have a bucket in the back. Normally I have a bag and compost in there. And then this is a pee jug made from a fabric softener container and a little strap that is screwed into the bottom of the base of the toilet. And the bucket is also screwed down to the base so it doesn't move around in there while you're driving. So, get this ready. You put a bag in, and then you add some compost. I'm going to make a mess with this. And then you can just add some on top if you end up going. The thing with going to the bathroom in a van is it is a very small space and things will start sinking quickly. So your pee jug, it needs to be emptied at least every other day if you're going to use it. And number two, if you do that, needs to be disposed of basically right away. This is our bed, and we opted to go for the stationary bed because Ken and I are not the kind of people who want to put something together at night to go to sleep. So it is a queen size on a 6-inch memory foam. The 6-inch memory foam alone wasn't exactly the most comfortable, so I added a topper which made the bed a lot more comfortable, and we have no problem sleeping on it. But there's some other cool things about our bed. So when we are going to be parked somewhere for a little while in the van, we can take the bottom part of the bed apart and use it for not only a seating area, but also to allow us to more easily access the storage in the back. So as I mentioned in the front, we also have a table back here that is made up part of the bed. We really like this table because we each have a seat and we can spend dinner back here. We also can play poker back here or any other things that we would like to sit across from each other for. So to make this section of the bed, I actually cut the 6-inch memory foam at the bottom and then I divided that into 4 pieces. And then I made a cushion cover for each individual piece to make a little seating area. So down here, if you look under there, is a little storage space in between the plumbing. And I usually put dirty laundry under there. I have this bag from home that I added a little loop to with ribbon. And I added a hook so the bag can kind of stay open. And you can just toss your laundry into there. The other side also has a little bit of storage, and usually I put my backpack over there, purse, camera bag, anything that just needs to be out of the way, but I also want to be able to access pretty quickly. So the area below me, we built tall enough just to be able to fit a standard can because we knew that cans would be pretty heavy in the overhead compartments. So this way we have a step for our feet, and our feet don't have to dangle when we're sitting on the bottom part of the bed, but it also allows us to have food storage that would otherwise be heavy in other parts of the van.
So this bed is multifunctional. It's got a lot of cool features. So I installed a handle right here so you can lift up and access the garage. I got these 2x2 pieces here that you'll see me use in different parts of the van, but pretty much it helps prop it up like that. And if you look underneath here, we have our propane tank, we have some camping chairs, a bunch of storage tubs. This makes it easy to turn the propane on and off when you're going to use the shower, turn it off when you're not. And then the other side of the bed also does the same thing and lifts up. I'm going to show you that as well. So these are our 2 back cabinets. As you see underneath, we have these 2 pup lights. It's nice at night when you don't want to get to the switch all the way up front and you want to put a little reading light on. Sarah has her own cabinet. I also have mine for clothes and whatnot. We each have our own little baskets. Some vitamins, socks, underwear. We each got our own shelf in the back. I usually keep I got a mini Nintendo there that's kind of stuck to the shelf so it stays when we're driving. But that hooks up to a projector which we display on this wall right here. And then we can watch Netflix, or we can play Nintendo, or whatever. So this here is a cotton map of the world that Sarah got me for our 2nd anniversary. As you can see, we got little pins of little places we've been. So we're hoping to add some more pins to this in the future. So like I said, the bed is multifunctional. The back of the bed also lifts up this way. And it also lifts towards me in case you want to look out the back of the van. Or this goes up if you want to relax and look inside. So on the side here, you got these little ropes. This back piece props up. Again, I have these 2x2s that I use for extra support in the back. And then I'll show you how we tie them to the metal cleats in the front. So this rope is attached through a copper piece, which is on the back of the bed here. I'll show you that. Once you prop it up, we secure it on these metal cleats up here on both sides. And then I also have extra support in the back as well. So here's the rope that comes out of the copper pipe. And if you want to do it the other way, we also have cleats back here, so you would just flip it the other way and tie the rope around these cleats. And then with these pieces of wood, you got all the support you need. Put a bunch of weight on it on each side. Welcome to our garage. On the right side here is all of our power equipment. We'll start with our fuse box. Fuse box covers our fan, 3 sections of lights. We got front, middle, and rear lights. It also has a fuse for our fridge and our water pump. So the solar comes in here, goes to the charge controller. Charge controller goes to the battery. The battery goes to the inverter. And then inverter goes out to all of our outlets. This is a lithium iron phosphate battery. It's about 30 pounds. A lot longer lifespan than lead acid. That's why we chose the more expensive one. But we think we want to get 2 because it doesn't really last that long. We've kind of been running out of battery at the end of the day. So this is it's our inverter. It's a Sun Gold Power 2000 watt inverter. Pretty heavy, but we do got it mounted here on the wall. It's really sturdy. All the switches for it are tucked underneath there, but we also have them up front in the van, so it's easier to turn the inverter on and off when we don't need it. And then down here is our kill switch for our solar. That easy. So this is our shore power outlet here that we hooked up. Our extension cord goes here. We have an adapter for that. This is what we use when we're at a campsite or somewhere where we have electricity. And that hooks us right into our inverter so we don't have to use any of our battery. So this is our water heater in the back. It's made by XL. It is a propane water heater and it is also ventless, so you don't need to vent it outside the van. But it does come with this little piece in the top to give it a little bit of ventilation, and we installed these heat shields on our bed. Because it does get a little warm here on the wood bed, but what we found is we just prop the bed up when we take a shower, and we got all this room for the heat just to come out and not worry about trying to start any fires on the bed. Just in case we start a fire, we got the fire extinguisher really close by. So this is the main part of our garage here. We added a couple more of those puck lights that you saw up front, because at night it's really hard to see down here with the bed covering. We got our camp stove, camp chairs, and then we usually keep a lot of buckets in here. We got them labeled. This is for our jumper cables, drain hoses, a lot of emergency kits. This is our extension piece for our shore power. So that goes inside of the van, and that connects to our extension cord. Thank you. And then just various tubs for other things such as toilet paper, compost, yoga mats, extra clothes, dog stuff.
You may have noticed when you first came into our van that we have bug nets not only on the side door but also on the back. When we were building our van, bugs were constantly inside of it with the lights on, so we decided to buy these off of Amazon. They come at this exact size, so you don't have to cut them or do any sewing. They're magnetic, so they're really easy. When you are finished being in or out, they close right behind you, and they have been a game changer being in the van, and they are definitely a must-have.
So we have 2 tanks under our van. We have a freshwater and a gray water tank. I have a really talented friend who's a fabricator, so he made these mounts. They are very sturdy, made out of steel. They're never coming down. I mean, they can come down, but they're never breaking. Really dirty right now. We've been through some mud, but as you can see, the tank's right here. Eventually we're going to upgrade to a bigger tank, so he made me a mount that can accommodate a bigger tank. It's adjustable. So down here is the drain for the freshwater tank, so I added the drain in case you want to dump it out or in case we're winterizing the van. Down here we have our gray water tank on another mount that my buddy made for us. And that pipe in the top there, that comes from the shower and from the sink. So this is what we use to fill up our water tank. Underneath here I have 2 levers. One lever sends the water directly to the tank to fill it up. If you close that one and open the other one, the water goes directly to all the appliances. So if you're hooked up at a campground or at your house and you don't want to use water out of your tank, open up the left lever and all the water goes directly to the sink and the shower, and you can have endless water.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed our van tour. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. And leave a comment below. What did you like about our van? What do you think we could have done differently? Or do you like the name Rusty Rita, or do you think we should have named it something else? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. My name is Sarah, and
I'm Ken.
this is my husband, Ken. Let's start over. That was awful. Start over. And we want to show you the finished project.
Product. Product. What are we doing?
I'm gonna say, so come on in and go like this. Oh. And we just keep our... So we keep pots and pans in here. We have like a pot, a pan. You can do a little rinse. So I added a typewriter.
A typewriter.
Just keeps coming. It's a huge cabinet.